HOST stands for Help One Student to Succeed. The goal of this program is to help our students become better readers. This training will provide an overview of the program, but you'll have ongoing training each time you mentor. The ongoing trainings are called mini lessons. You'll have a host instructor at your mentoring site that provides a 3-minute mini lesson each time you mentor. He or she will also be there to answer any questions you may have during your mentoring session. What is HOST? Well, HOST combines two components that are key to tapping into a child's real potential for growth and academic achievement. One, a personalized approach, meaning the lessons are individualized and delivered one-to-one. Number two, structured learning, meaning there is a definite pattern to the way the lessons are organized, and there is a meaningful relationship among the elements in those lessons, relative to each child's specific needs. The HOST system revolves around three important groups of people. The HOST students are students who read below their current grade level and need help in understanding what they are reading. The HOST staff, which includes HOST lead teachers and HOST instructors. The HOST lead teacher designs the curriculum that is implemented by the HOST instructors in each of the elementary school. The HOST instructor is always in the room with mentors and students to help as needed. The HOST instructor gets the students' folders ready so that they are waiting for you when you arrive. Mentors, they deliver the lessons, providing personalized one-to-one assistance to the students. Your role as a mentor is extremely important, but what you do is also very important as well. Just remember these steps. It's important to follow the lesson plan as it is laid out in the folder and follow the instructions provided by the HOST instructor. Give your students lots of praise and encouragement. This really increases their confidence. The feedback you provide on your students' performance is very important. It will guide us with the contents of the students' folders. Mentoring is truly as easy as 1, 2, 3. It has 3 parts to it: the literature pocket, the response to literature or vocabulary pocket, depending on the day, and the skill pocket. Let's listen to a HOST student describe her folder.
Hello, my name is Carol. I'm going to tell you about HOST. This is my folder, and right here is where the student's name goes, and right here is if you get a new reading level. Here are the actual reading levels we have. So we're gonna just open this folder. Oh, I'm in 3rd grade, and and sometimes the folders say the table, what table you're in. So I'm gonna open this up. Before we even start reading, we start with the poem. We first start with the title, then we start reading it. After we finish the poem, we start reading.
Open up your folder to Pocket 1. The student will read to you for 15 minutes. As the student reads to you, you'll have them use before, during, and after reading strategies. The HOST instructor will introduce the strategies gradually and give you guidance of how to use them. Let's practice a few strategies with a partner. Look at the reading material in Pocket 1. Do a quick picture walk through the material. When you are doing this, you are looking at the titles, pictures, captions. You can tell a lot about a book from a picture walk. After you have taken a picture walk, turn to your partner and make a prediction about what you think the reading material will be about. On the slide, you'll see a few examples of reading strategies. Good readers use strategies automatically. What should you do when a student doesn't know a word? Should you tell him or her? Here are a few ways to show your students how to figure out a word. The next slide will give you the step-by-step process. When a student gets to a tricky word, try having the student put their finger on the start of the word. Look at the picture. The picture oftentimes will give clues to help figure out the word. And always think about what makes sense. Read through the word using the beginning sound and the end of the word. Let's take a look at this word. The beginning sound is a C, so we want to go K. The end is a T, T. You want to keep in mind the end sound as well. You want to stretch it out, read through the word using chunks and the sounds of the letters. We then want to put it back in the sentence to see if it makes sense. So it's K, R, P, et, carpet. Now we've discussed comprehension and word-solving strategies. Let's touch on fluency. Good readers read with fluency. That means they read with accuracy, at just the right pace, and with expression. It should sound like a conversation. The students practice fluency with easy books, shared reading, and poems. The students read their poems every day with their mentors to help build reading fluency. Here's an example of one of their poems. The students love their poems. You will see in Pocket 1 a reading record. It looks like this. Please pull it out. I'm going to have our student discuss what you do with this reading record.
So after we read for 15 minutes, our mentor fills this chart up. Right here is where they put the date. Right here is where they put their name. Right here is where they put the title of the book. And they put these little signals just in case if it's the same book. And right here is what page they're in. They could put bookmark or the actual page number.
It's just a small bit of record keeping for mentors. As you listen to the student, she told you that you put the date, the mentor name, the book title, and pages read. But you also need to add comments. This will help guide the host instructor in the progress of their reading. In Pocket 2, students work on vocabulary routines or do a written response from their reading. You'll work on this for 7 minutes. The host instructor will let you know when to go on to the next pocket. It's okay if you don't finish the activity in Pocket 2. The student will have a chance to practice that activity at another time. Let's take a closer look at Pocket 2. The student will either write in the journal or work on vocabulary. Let's look at the response to literature first. The students will answer a question from a list and write the answer in the response to literature journal. Each student will have a journal that looks like this. The host instructor will tell you which question to choose for the journal writing. This checklist will help you and your student with making good literature responses. Please refer to the list each time your student writes in their journal. We have several examples of 2nd and 3rd grade responses for you and your student to refer to if necessary. The student will write from 2 to 4 sentences as appropriate by the student. The amount of time for this is 7 minutes. The students will do a written response twice a week. So take a moment and read over some of these written responses. This is an example of a poem that a student will read to you in Pocket 1. Some of the word patterns used in the poem will be used for the vocabulary lesson in Pocket 2. One of the things that we do with word patterns is to do a word sort. Let's practice a word sort. You should have this in front of you. A word sort mat and a baggie with the answer key that tells you what the word sort is. The answer key is for the mentor. Take that out of the baggie so the students don't see it. This will be for your guidance. You'll have 16 words with a certain pattern to them. Not all the words come from the one poem. Some of the words come from other poems that they had or will have. You'll have 7 minutes for vocabulary. Let's first of all take 6 words out. Looking at all 16 words could be overwhelming in the beginning. Have the students read the words to you. Discuss the meaning of any unknown words. Ask the students, do you see any patterns in the words? The student should be able to tell the pattern to you since they've worked on the pattern with the lead teacher. How much guidance you give to your student will depend on the student. Our goal is for them to be able to do it independently with your guidance. As time allows, pull out 6 more words and continue until the 7 minutes are up. As I look over my words, I see words that have an OU vowel combination. That sound makes ow. I'll put the word sound as one of my headings. The word showers also makes an ow sound, but different letter combinations stand for the sound. I'll make those my 2 headings and look for other words that follow that pattern. As I continue to look over my words, I see the word pouches. Pouches has the same vowel combination of OU as the word sound does, so I'm going to place that under that column. The next word I choose is down. Down has an OW sound. That pattern matches showers, so I'll place it under that column. Now you and your partner continue sorting the words. Your word sort might look something like this. Pocket 3 targets a specific skill that your student needs to practice. These activities are usually board games or other hands-on manipulatives that you and your student do together. Students love this pocket. You'll have 5 minutes to do the skill. The same activity will be in the pocket for the week, so please don't worry if you haven't finished the activity. At the end of your 30 minutes with your student, you will complete a quick feedback form on how your student did for that day. Let's take a closer look at the form. You will put the date and your name. You'll place a check mark in one of the categories. All right, let's recap. Here's what your mentoring session will look like. You'll have a mini lesson about 3 to 4 minutes. Your first host student arrives. It'll be a half an hour. You follow the host lesson plan. You give encouragement and praise and positive reinforcement. You then complete that reading record and feedback form. Now you as a high school student, you will not have a second student. You will just have 1 student. Building a good relationship. You can refer to your training guide on page 35 to see how to begin a session, what you should do during a session, and how to end your session on a positive note. You can also refer to pages 36 and 37 for maintaining good behavior. It has if your student does this, then you can do this. Your host instructor will always be there to help with behavior issues. Important guidelines. Confidentiality. Use only the first names in public, since we must honor our students' confidentiality. And please try to be at school on the day you mentor. If you know ahead of time that you're going to be absent, please let your teacher or the host instructor know. Please do not give your students gifts, which includes money. We certainly don't expect this of our mentors, and doing so hurts the feelings of other students who didn't receive a gift. Now, let's discuss some appropriate mentor behavior. Please dress appropriately. You are a role model for these students. They look up to you. Be careful what you say and how you say it. Your students may misunderstand your intent. Don't grab your student or pick them up. Wait for the student to make the first move. If she or he wants to give you a hug when they leave, that's okay, but don't force it. Thank you for helping our Wayne Township students.